Hi, this is Chris Kennedy with Mastering Color Grading in After Effects, and in this lesson we're going to look at matching color across a sequence so that you can balance the various shots. In our first shot here we've corrected everything, but when we look at the next shots they've still got the orangey paper rather than the white paper that we want. So if I just have a look at this clip, the first clip, yellow paper, it was this frame that we used to grade the whole clip. You may notice that as we go further in, the lighting changes, as is always going to be the case in a moving shot, and it's possible that the grade doesn't quite work later on. So what I'll do, just go back to the beginning and click on full interface, and then I'm going to check this by watching the waveform as I scrub through the clip. To scrub through it, you click on it and drag to the right, and that plays through the clip. Just as you drag, you can go at your own speed, and you'll just notice already the waveform is striking that 100 line, and as we get there all the colors are hitting it, so there is a problem just about there. Okay, just gonna click OK. So what we need to do is change the parameters over the course of the clip. To do that, just come down to this triangle here under yellow paper and click on the parameters stopwatch there. And you'll see that over here we have a keyframe now in the timeline, which means that at the beginning of the clip we've locked those parameters for the filter into place. Now don't go back to color finesse yet. You need to manually drag your way through the clip until you find the area where you have the problem in the timeline. Once you're there, click on full interface again, and you can see in the waveform we have the problem with the clipping. So we'll just do what we usually do. We'll check the pedestal is down. We can't actually move that much further. If you look, we're already striking the bottom, so I'm just going to pull the master gain down. There we go. And might have to push the pedestal up a touch, and then we can play with the gamma slightly. Just the usual sort of color grading that you're getting used to by now, and you can see that the clip looks fine. Nothing is clipping at the top. The green might just be actually ever so slightly, so I'll just pull the green gain down, and that looks just about right. Now when we click OK, you'll see that a second keyframe appears in the timeline at this point. So over the course of the clip the grade will change so that nothing ever blows out. Now it may be on some clips that you need several keyframes, on others you might not need any. Be careful not to put too many in. Light is meant to change during the course of a clip because things move and the light changes. But if there is a problem and things are blowing out, as they were in this clip, it's worth making some changes. Now that we've set that clip, we need to choose a reference frame that we're going to use when we're grading these other clips. So pick a frame that you think represents the clip accurately. I think somewhere like that would do nicely. Click full interface. Now that we've got that selected, we go up to clip and save reference image. Now here I have a folder called reference images. I already have some in there from when I was experimenting with this. So I'm going to call this yellow paper final and click save. It's also worth saving all the work we've done on this clip so far as a preset. We can then apply it to the other clips and it may do most of the work for us. So go to settings and save user preset. Give it a name that makes sense to you. I'm going to call this yellow conversion. Click OK. Now click cancel to get out of here, and now we go to the next clip. Just going to apply color finesse to that, load the full interface, and you can see we have a similar problem to the previous clip, so let's try applying that preset. So go to the gallery over here, you'll see there's a user presets folder, and in there we have yellow conversion, which we just saved. So I'll double click that, and you can see immediately that the image looks a lot like the one we were working with before. So this could actually do most of our work for us. Having a quick glance at the waveform, I can see that a lot of it's hitting the 100 lines. It's not going to be perfect. Just out of habit, I'm going to have to drag the gain down to make that a little better. There we go. So how do we compare it to the original image? That's why we used the reference from before. So back in the gallery, choose the correct reference image, which is yellow paper final. Double click that. And we can keep this here and look across, but it's easier if we click on split ref here, which gives us the reference image on the left and the one we're working on the right. I'm going to go back to the RGB waveform over here. So as I work now on the right, I can see that whatever changes I'm making, whether I use the waveform or do it visually, I can make comparisons to the clip on the left, and it'll be a little easier to get there than if we didn't have this comparison. As you know, you can move these sliders to look at different parts of the image. And for the rest of the course, this is something you will do whenever you're grading sequences. Load a reference image, test a preset. The presets won't always work. They'll often get you close. If they don't keep fighting with the preset and trying to get it to work. Just click reset all down here and start from scratch using the waveform until you can match your reference image. In the next lesson, we're going to look at controlling highlights, shadows and midtones so you really can work with the image all the way from the bottom to the top.